other matters of ourselves, and in a short period we haven't had a good run, and we know we want to get better results. So the only way out of runs, we've all been in them, we'll all be in them again, is to work hard. And the lads worked hard this week. It's the first time for a long time we had a good week's training, as in time to work. So we worked hard and they reproduced on the pitch.
Timo Werner's got his first goal since early November. You must be pleased for him. Is it a bit of a relief, I suppose?
I'm just pleased for him because, strikers want to score goals, and he's had plenty of near misses in those times. He's been getting in positions to score goals that haven't been going in for him. So I was pleased to play him today, getting confidence of scoring a goal. I thought he could do. It wasn't easy. There wasn't space behind them because they'd be finished so deep. So but he gets his goal and must move onwards. I think it's important. I just keep saying it to all the media that we understand Timo and Kai, that they're young lads coming into this league, and tough patches are normal coming into the Premier League. Some of the greatest players that have graced it have found that in the beginning. That was a nice little step for both of them.
Last one, Ian, please.
Well, just talk a bit more about Kai, who was also on the score sheet. Where is he now in terms of getting to that level that you want to see from him?
Well, I think the level is, I can't call that, because I think there are numerous levels that Kai can go up because of the potential of him as a player. Because again, he's young, and even in his short period at Chelsea here, it's been unfortunate that he had COVID and suffered a bit in coming back from that. Today I saw him, and again in the week I've seen him training and seen him looking fitter, stronger. And there are levels to go up for Kai. And again, we have to remain patient because he's come here and has a huge amount of talent. But we'll have to get accustomed to the league. We'll have to get accustomed to the speed of the league and the pace of the league. He's spoken quite openly about that as well. And we as the club must support him for that, because we're bought him for now and for the future. Him and see that. So, today, again, not overstating it, it was a small step in the big picture, but a step made in a good way by both of them.
Hi, Frank. Can you hear me okay?
Hi, Jerry. Gotcha.
Your academy boys did particularly well today. I thought Mason, Callum, and particularly Billy Gilmour in the middle of the midfield. Is he pushing for a first team place now on a regular basis, do you think?
I think Billy is pushing, and I think Billy's been pushing since he made his breakthrough last season against top level opposition in Liverpool, one of his debuts, and played brilliantly, got man of the match, and reproduced that against Everton in 2 games. And then obviously his injury came pretty soon after that. But from those moments and before that, I knew Billy would be a very, very good player for this club, to say the least, even at his young age now. So he's pushing. He came in, his attitude was good, he moves the ball well. He did it when he came on against Man City last week. And when you talk about the academy players, I agree. People talk about, and I talk about the youth of this squad, but also the youth of the squad performing very well for us. But what we can't ask for the youth of the squad sometimes is to absolutely be consistent and be killers like other players in the league are, in terms of the numbers that they produce and the consistency they produce. That will come for our lads. But at the moment, I think their own contributions are good. And I agree with you, Callum and Mason as well.
Nick Gilmour.
Hi, Frank. Obviously, some people wonder about you perhaps maybe playing a natural number 10 in your system. But do we see today, especially with Callum's goal, how it can work, most fluidly, and what you kind of want from that, from the 2-8s? You've got one winger coming short, one going beyond the centre forward, and is that the kind of blueprint of what you want and what the system can do when it's at its most dangerous?
Yeah, I believe it is, and I've heard and seen some people talk about the system of 2-8s as if they talk about it like it's a rigid system, and the 8s have to do running straight lines up and down the pitch, starting from deep and ending up higher. It doesn't end that way, but it have to be that way, particularly if you have players with attributes and different qualities, like Kai Havertz, like Mason Mount, like Mateo Kovacic, players, and N'Golo Kante, players will play in different ways. But if you play players that are happy to arrive into the position between the lines of what might be seen as a number 10, it can be even more dangerous than starting in that position and staying there the whole game. So for me, a fluid midfield means that players can arrive into that area. And those are things, like I spoke a lot earlier in the season about, let's give time to the players to work and to know each other. Those are the things that do need a bit of time, but we have some players with talent who can really grow into those positions, I believe.
Hi, Frank.
Hi.
A goal for Callum today, and it seems like now he's really making an impact whenever he comes on or when he starts as well. I just wonder how far away he is from actually getting a run in the team now. Obviously, you've got a lot of competition in the places that he plays. But he's really performing well.
Callum's playing well. Callum is improving and has improved and is improving, and there's much more to come from Callum. But I think his application in training, his desire to look at his game, and to the goals like today are a fantastic example from him running and breaking the line and ending up in a central area like a striker made it, because that's what the modern day winger does. In terms of how long until he makes that case, he's making it now. I think in our team where we have, when fit, we have sort of three maybe natural wingers and maybe one or two others that can play in that position. There's always going to be times when I have to make selections that mean Callum might be in or not in, or someone else in or not in. But the way he's playing now, absolutely this minute, means that he's assisting, he's scoring goals, he's a threat every time he plays. And that makes me really happy, because that is definitely an uplift from Callum. And as I say, there are more gears that he can go through. Again, another young player with lots to come. I don't expect too much, but when he's playing like he's playing, it's good to expect more from him, because he's showing a lot.
Adam Newson.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, yeah, I can, Adam.
Hi, Frank. What's the situation with Fikayo Tomori? Because I think many people expected him to start today, but he was only on the bench. What's his sort of situation, his future this month?
Well, the situation with Fikayo is kind of open at the moment. There's a possibility he could be going on loan to get games somewhere else. That would have to be the right solution for him and the club. It was part of my thinking of not starting him today. I gave him some minutes at the end, but whilst we're looking at that, I wanted to make sure that it was the right thing for us as a club and for him individually. So he didn't start for that, but his attitude, whilst not playing so much recently, and it's not easy. There's 5 centre backs at the club, has been fantastic in terms of in training every day and how he is. So yeah, that's what it was today.
Last two, Matt Law and then Andy Dillon to finish.
Hiya, Frank. I just wondered if the team selection today was a reflection of the difficult moment they'd been going through recently, or whether you were always going to sort of pick a very strong team in the FA Cup. And also, is that exactly what you wanted from Ziyech, Werner and Havertz, just to get some sort of positivity and momentum into their game?
Yeah, I think it was a mixture, Matt, in terms of how I took on the game. It's the first time we've been able to play, or maybe this season, I don't know, you can check back the schedule, but like where we had a run, a full week in between games from City to today, and then we have another 5 days until we play Fulham. So the lads have worked hard in training. I made a point of the intensity has to ramp up to get us out of these few games, but we've not been as good as we were in. So I saw this game, and this is not disrespecting the FA Cup of Morecambe, but as another session, another not training session, because again we have to win this game, but the lads, opportunity for the lads to work. So for some players, an opportunity to come into the team and get minutes if they hadn't had minutes. For other players, it was an opportunity to get a goal, get confidence. Hakim Ziyech back from injury last week, get more minutes under his belt. So that's probably a reflection of how I picked the team, just for the individuals, whilst obviously trying to make sure we won the game.
Andy Dillon to finish.
Hello, can you hear me, Frank?
Hi, Andy, I've got you.
Hiya. I loved your line earlier where you said about your players, they're not killers at the moment. So I was just wondering, how do they become killers? And also, on a light-hearted note, I was reading this morning that you got another baby on the way. And I was wondering whether Chelsea's giving you enough sleepless nights while you've gone for some more, mate.
Yeah, hopefully you can write it up to say that I said killers in the best possible term. Maybe I should find a better word than that. In terms of, I think you understand what I mean. I think what we have at the club, particularly forward areas, I mean, I can take Ollie Giroud out of it for obvious reasons, but we have a lot of young players who I think we have a lot of potential, maybe new to the league or come through at a pretty young age. And for me, when you look around the Premier League, and you can do looking, but the players at the top of the scoring charts year in, year out, I think you'll often find players that are 28, 29 or 27 are very established, have had to work their way to the top of the Premier League, and they produce, and we expect them to produce, and we're surprised when they don't produce, and then they produce again quickly. I think with our players, people who look at price tags or look at name and actually expect every week to be producing at those sort of levels, and I believe they will do, but I believe there's also work to be done realistically to get them to produce the numbers that will hopefully make us bridge the gap to where we are challenging for league titles, etc. Because I played in teams that won titles regularly, and you need those killers. I said it again, but strikers that score 20 plus, defenders that will defend and keep clean sheets. So throughout the team, those sort of players. With us, I think we have huge potential. We have some players in the team already that have been there and done it, and they're massively important to keep so long. But that's where we're at. So definitely, if I didn't believe they could become, I wouldn't say I know they can. I know they need work to do to produce those numbers for all of them. And in terms of having a baby, and I don't know how to answer that one. I am.
You're obviously not devoting all your time to Chelsea, are you?
There's a lot of time on our hands. But listen, I, when you say sleepless nights, I don't get so many sleepless nights. I do work hard. Sometimes I'm a bit sleep come the time, but I'm fortunate to have a very good wife who is our second now, obviously, and she was fantastic first time around. So I'll be doing a lot of reliance on her and obviously playing my part as much as I can. But thanks for mentioning it.
And we're there.
Thank you. Cheers.